Hey guys, it's Paradox. So this is going to be my first YouTube video. I'm going to be posting it soon, and I'm going to be having links in the video, which will bring you right to where you need to go. This is a guide for the new Hearthstone expansion, the Boomsday Puzzle Labs that came out, and we're going to get started. We're going to skip the Poison Master pull art, because if you don't know how to do those, then you're probably not playing Hearthstone. So let's start off with Myra Rotspring.
Time to put this Necreon to good use.
Alright, you'll notice a lot of the names have hints to how you're supposed to do this. This one's called Quick and Quiet. So it has to do with charge and silence. I'm going to take Ironbeak Owl, I'm going to silence the Stranglehold Tiger, so we get you 7 damage out that you didn't have before. You can go face with both, face with that, and hero power. Nice and easy.
Got an idea.
Alright, Dinosaur Domination. What a surprise, you're supposed to dominate the dinosaur. Honestly, I feel like the hints give a bit of an unfair advantage. I didn't use them the first time I went through this. I just didn't even notice that each one had titles. I was kind of doing something else. So, yep, you're going to take the Potion of Madness, you're going to grab a Frostwolf Grunt, trade that in, bring your Sylvanas in there, Killer, so of course take the King Crush with charge, and there. Kobold Geomancer is a bait card, don't use it. You deal 2 damage and 5 damage.
I'm glad I'm not alive for this.
Good old Mind Blast. Makes me miss the super powered Mind Blast combo deck.
Ah, weapons. I like your style.
Alright, so with this one, the order doesn't matter too much, but you have to inner rage the Fire Berserker and put the Wisp into the potato, and that sends the potato over, right? A lot of, when you're using the potato, a lot of it has to do with odds and evens, right? Because you always want it to end up back on their side. So you want to do an even number of damage and then kill it with something. So there's 1 damage, or sorry, an even number of times dealing damage. So 1, 2, and now we have enough to kill it.
Nice strike.
Goodbye, Myra.
That's something I haven't felt in a while.
What have you been feeling? Alright, for this one, a Dim Flame. Again, another hint, like, so the key to this one is that you use Forbidden Flame at 0 mana, but you have spell damage +1, so it'll give it 1 damage. So it doesn't matter if you Frostbolt first or Thalmos first. I like to Thalmos first because the Grizzly Bear deserves extra damage to die. And then you're going to Hero Power right here to up him, and now you have no mana, and that's the objective, because now your Forbidden Flame will only deal 1 damage. And Gurubashi's going. Alright, Lethal Lepers.
Hands-on research is the most efficient.
She's coming off real creepy. I mean, I didn't notice it the first time I played through this. Alright, well, we're gonna backstab the Thespian, get him out of the way, so we can deal our face damage. Right? And we don't have any buff cards or anything like that, so we're not gonna do anything here. We have a Silenced Kobold Geomancer, so spell damage that we don't have. That's kind of a hint. deal those face. Let's Shadow Step this guy back into our hands so that we can put him out and get that extra spell damage. Sinister Strike. And then we can Razor Petal. Put out a Leper. And Backstab. And that solves that. Alright. With this one, of course, we can notice that the Abomination's here. We need to deal... the amount of health that the enemy has is often a hint. Not always. Sometimes the amount of damage you're going to do is going to be 1 or 2 over, so that might throw you off in what you're thinking you're supposed to do. But here, we know that Garnish will die if Abomination dies, which will deal 2 damage to everything. So, we need to keep him alive, right? Nothing else in here is going to really do much damage to the hero. So we can boost him, give him +3/+3. And then we can take out the Abomination with our weapon. Kill that. And we have a very convenient 2 damage dealt to him, which is exactly our Garnish's attack. So if we can clear this, we win. And of course we can execute. Ta-da. Four Horsemen. Way too big of a hint. Way too big of a hint. Although, to be fair, this one's pretty simple and straightforward. If you've ever played against the combo deck, my friend ran it, and he beat me in a standard, just a friendly game. I wasn't happy, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not the best way to win the game. Alright, so we put him out, right, because we want to, immediately, because we want to get the 4 horses. And then we only had 1 mana, so we used a battery pack, which refreshes all the mana crystals. And we want Auction Master Beardo out as soon as possible, so we can get as many uses of our hero power as possible. So we can use the hero power.
Azeroth will be purified.
Put a Pixie out, refresh your hero power. Use it again.
The time has come.
Now we're out of mana, so we're gonna battery pack. But that's a spell, so it'll get refreshed. We'll burn out that guy, and then we're gonna Hammer of Wrath one of these. Right, they did this intentionally. Nothing here that's dispendable has 3 or less health, except for these guys. So those guys were on the field in the first place. We got to clear one, and our hero power gets refreshed, and there comes the 4th horseman. And of course, you can attack for 5 minutes if you want to.
Tricky, but well done.
Alright, and that'll do it for Myra Rotspring. Alright.
Seems Electra is about to explode again. Why don't you give her some assistance?
Alright, let's start with Lil Stormy now. Big storm is brewing. Oh, there's so many puns in this one. So many.
Little Stormy.
Are you here to see Electra? Oh, isn't she the best?
Infatuated bunch.
If you help me show her how tough I am, I'll introduce you. Deal?
Totally. Alright, so we first want to make sure that we clear out everything with taunt in front of us, right? we don't have enough to kill them any other way than attacking, and we're given some big minions, so we know that we're going to be dealing face damage with creatures, because 4 damage isn't going to be enough. So it's interesting. You need to hit these guys twice, right? And we're given the set of cards. We don't want to Wild Pyromancer Quality. That'll sort of kill everything, or it would, but it wouldn't kill these guys because it would just clear the Divine Shield. I don't need more mana. What are you talking about? So what we can do is we can Wild Pyromancer, but we don't want to Consecrate yet, because that Consecrate would do the damage twice that we want. The reason we don't want to do that is because we kill our Silverhand Recruit, who's actually useful because he makes the difference between this combo dealing 3 damage and it dealing 4 damage. So now he has 3 health. 6 damage to the face. There's no way to buff him, so don't need to worry about that. Now we have 7 damage to deal. And there's a pretty easy way to do that. This is a bait card as well. And the second Consecrate is Equality. Kill for drain. 5 damage weapon. And we have a 2 damage Blue Goat Warrior.
Splishy, splashy, splishy, splashy.
The puns haven't even begun. You know, I haven't explored all of these guys yet. What's this one do? Do something. Ooh, that one's kind of cool. Alright. So, this one is Hostile Hoppers. And we're going to be playing lots of these little Pogo Hoppers guys. If you go through your hand, you'll see you have these guys which have a battle cry that they get bigger and bigger. You have Sonya that allows you to add 1/1 copies after they die, so you know you're probably going to be getting 1/1 copies of these to make these guys even bigger. And we have some damage, which could be used in a couple ways, and then we have this card, which is crazy. Give your minions charge. And so we can only use it once, so we need to get some big hoppers, and we need
Electra
to
says I'm
send them straight in.
impact resistant. I think that's a good thing.
That sounds like an abusive relationship. Man, Blizzard's getting dark. Alright. We're going to put a Hopper out. And we're going to put Sonya out. So if anything happens to a Hopper, we'll get a 1/1 copy back. And then we're going to put the other Hopper out. And then Backstab is important to use early here because it only deals 2 damage. So if we're gonna kill a Hopper to get a 1/1 copy, it has to be the 1/1. Alright, and we play him. And now we have something that deals 4 damage, so if we're gonna kill a Hopper to get that back, it needs to be 4 or less. So we use it on the 3.
I don't have enough mana.
Oh, yeah. Coin. Put that guy out. Return the smaller guy back to your hand. He costs 0. Put him out. And bam, you have 9 plus 7 plus 2, which is 18.
Guess again.
Just charge it up. What if that's a joke? There's gotta be an electricity joke in there somewhere. On to the next one. Yeah, guess what we're doing here? We're probably doing a
Electra is
Divine
so
Spirit and Fire
strong.
combo.
If I can't take this, I'll never catch up.
But we don't have any minions, so we need to get a minion. I mean, we have him, right? But he isn't going to come out with charge, and nothing in here is going to give him charge. So, let's see. So you want to take this, because that's the only minion we could possibly get. but it has 3 health. Now, if you heal him first, then he gets 5 health, and then there's no way to possibly take him. But if you enter fire at the very beginning, you can take him. But you don't want to take him yet. That's the tricky part. If you do that, then when you go to heal him, it'll deal damage instead, because you'll control it. So you want to heal, then take double health, huge amounts of attack, and swing for 20. Piece of cake. Oh, is it this one? Oh, nope, okay. I'll let you guys know which ones I got really stuck on. This one took like a couple minutes. So here we're going to Cornered Sentry, Dry Whisker Armor. That's 8 armor. That's sort of one of the biggest chunks we can get. I mean, we're already almost there. And then we want Armor Smith and Attorney Rover out. So now that we have both of those out, we could either, you know, Whirlwind or Ravaging Ghoul. But if we Ravaging Ghoul, then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, we get 6 armor. We're at 14. He takes 1 damage, so he's at 18, so we're still 4 short. Better option. Nope, not that. That is not what I meant to click. Whirlwind does the same thing as Ravaging Ghoul. Besides, Ravaging Ghoul wasn't going to do anything anyway, because he's not going to have charge. Alright, now we have 14. And, you know, we could Shield Slam the Wrathguard and deal 14. Still not enough. And there's only one other card, 1 mana. And if we give him charge, then we will get 2 armor from when he takes damage. He'll deal 1 damage, and we'll gain 1 armor from him having taken damage from the Armor Smith, which is a difference of 4. Right? 2, 1, 1. And now we have 17 armor, which is exactly enough to Shield Slam that. Check this guy out. Okay. Alright. Healing Hammers. This one was fun.
The smell of fresh rain in the morning.
So nothing's damaged. This guy, I mean, it's called Healing Hammers. Again, the names give out a lot. On some of them. At least they tell you the basic direction you want to go in. Whenever a minion is healed, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. So we want to heal for as much as possible. Now, the first thing I did was I looked at this and was like, okay, deal 2 damage each time something's healed. This heals up to 12, so this could deal 24 damage if we had 12 health to heal. But where are we going to get 12 health to heal? Here we have, let's say they're both at 1, we have 6 health to heal, which is going to be nowhere enough. Now we do have 5 damage. Am I boring you? Anyway, so we're going to Elven Archer, one of these, which is going to bring Cure All down to 1, Stormwind Knight down to 3, but that's not all, folks. We have deal 3 damage here, and we have deal 1 damage here. If we defend our Argus, both of them, right, we'll get more attack damage up front, that's +2, and we potentially get more slots to heal. So here we can Elven Archer, bring him down to 1. We can Lightning Ball him down to 1. And then we can Healing Rain for a lot of damage. I wonder what the voice actor for that actually sounds like. I'm sure they use some sound modulation, but still. And we sit here, singing in the rain. You swinging with those guys, and coin, and there we go. And this is one of those cases where we had 1 extra damage.
That tickles!
So, you know, that may have thrown people off a little bit, but honestly, I think that one was fairly straightforward. Ooh, this one though. So this one, I think will be a pain for a lot of people. It is actually, I think, based off of, it was either a Disguised Toast or a Trump video. They had pretty much this exact situation, and I think it was a Trump video, and he missed lethal, or someone sent him this puzzle, and he figured it out. And the key is that you have to take advantage of the Hearthstone mechanics, and you have to over damage the Bittertide Hydra, because damage is resolved before death is decided. So it may be no surprise that you Wild Pyromancer twice, Commanding Shout. What's frustrating is that it does sort of matter what you're doing. I mean, he has 7 health. You start with 25, so let's say you hit him 7 times, you know that that will deal 21 damage, which isn't enough. And even if you swing and hit here, that's still 23 damage, you're going to be too short. Alright, a coin, take 2 more off of him. Alright, now we're going to swing in, 1 there, so that gets a total of 5 damage. And this is where it's important. You'll see that you would think that this would, you know, deal 1 damage and then deal another damage, and it would maybe kill him, and then, oh, he takes 6, we're still too short. But no. 3, and then while Pyromancer gets activated twice, damage resolved, and he dies. This one was fun. For a while, I felt like Shadow Madness would be bad, right? Because it doesn't contribute that much to Cthulhu himself, but it does, and there's no spell damage to deal damage to enemy hero, but it does provide 3 damage straight out. And it's actually a little tricky because it will also help you activate the Usher of Souls. Whenever a friendly minion dies, give your Cthulhu +1/+1, wherever it is. Because we can kill him. So you guys will see this play out. This one was more of a bit more of a trial and error for me.
Are you my master?
Back in our evil. I'm going to lifesteal once here, and the reason I'm doing that is to deal a damage here, so that this character is damaged. And it will be able to proc its own ability. Whenever a character is healed, give her Cthulhu +1/+1, and it deals 1 damage to the Crazed Worshipper, so it procs his ability. Now the order is variable. I could have. Actually, you couldn't have Shadow Madness first, because then you would have killed him off too soon. Or could you have? You know, I don't think it really matters as long as you get this 3 damage in there first, right? No, it doesn't matter, because you take him, he's at 1 health, and now he is an activator for the Hooded Alkalite. So we're going to Circle of Health everything. Straight healing. Bleh. And that's going to give +5 to Cthulhu. So we had +2, we had +1, that's +3. +5 is +8. start at 6, and we do 17, so we need a total of plus 11, right? So we need 3 more, and we're going to get that by dealing 1 damage here, killing him, and I think we get a proc here as well. And dies, get 15 plus 1 plus 1. There we go. 17.
My dream ends. Your nightmare begins.
You did it! Let me introduce you to Electra. She's, a bit of a tempest right now.
More storm puns. I swear more than I tell.
Dilly-dally much longer, and I suspect there won't be an Electra to assist.
Gul'dan versus Electra. This power is overwhelming.
Tossing taters. Yep, it's another potato one.
Neutralize this.
Yes, I can. I already have multiple times actually. But you guys may not have, so let's show you how to do it. For this one, I like to do is I throw a couple things out first. This took a bit of trial and error, but I coin a shield bearer at the beginning.
You shall not pass.
And then Twilight Drake to get Twilight Drake at a specific health amount. And then I'm going to... Okay, so, real quick, if you guys may remember me saying this, the potato, what matters with a potato is getting either an even or an odd amount of damage procs on it before you kill it, right? So in this case, we want to get an odd number of damage procs on it and then kill it on that side of the board somehow. So right now, if I were to defile, we would get 1 damage, it would kill something, and we get another damage, it would come back, right? And then I could defile again, and it would kill the Crocolisk. So it would go over there, kill the Crocolisk, come back, kill the Shield Bearer, go back,
Say
kill the
Fury?
Kodo
No.
and the Drake, and come back.
Thought someone did.
And it would be stuck on my side. And we don't want that. So we need to find a way to deal some damage to him besides the Defiles, and the Skater Bot provides the perfect avenue for it. It also helps give us a 2 health minion to help Defile proc more easily. Nope. So now we want to look at it, right? It'll deal 1 proc, 2 procs, and then 3 procs, and it'll be back on my side. Now, do I want that? So if that happens, it's back on my side. Then I could defile again, get 1 proc, 2 procs, and it would be back on my side again. Damn. And that would only be dealing like 5 damage. It would still be alive. So Stampeding Kodo is a great way to get him back on our side, because we know that these defile procs are going to have an odd number, and so end up on there. So here we probably can get 1, 2, 3, I believe. 2, 3, it's back on that side. Now we want an even number of procs, and we want it to die over there. So we can defile, deal that, he'll come back, kill that, he'll go back there, and then he should be dead, because it will deal that last damage, and before it moves back over, it will be dead. There we go. That's the first Electra, Tossing Taters. The next one is called Pride's Fall.
I
I am surging with power. Act quickly!
Act quickly. Take as much time as you want, guys. Alright. So here, there's a lot of beast synergy, as you can see. And Leroy Jenkins seems tempting, right? It's a trap. Savannah High Main works really well with Tundra Rhino. And if you guys have played any of the, played any Hunter decks a lot, you know that Death Rattles and Rhino go really well together. So we're gonna put out the High Main. But wait, we don't want to attack with these, because the Timberwolf would provide so much more damage. I mean, it's gonna have charge, so it'll be 1 damage. And an extra 1 damage on each of these, that's 3. And it'll get an extra damage on each of the 2/2 hyenas. So that's 4/5 for a 1 cost. It's hard to beat that. And that's generally what you're gonna have to look for when you're solving these. So alright, we're gonna swing in with everything we've got here. Just because we know that these are the things that we definitely want. And then we could deal 2 damage, we could deal 3 more damage, or we could deal 5 damage, or we could deal 6 damage. Hit there, and coin out the Swamp Leech, and because it's a beast, we'll have that last 3 damage. There we go. Piece of cake. One of these ones in here, I remember I had a this one, yeah. Keepers of the Gate.
I've absorbed too much of the Nether Storm. I'm overwhelmed.
So I think that in Hearthstone we become used to wanting Defile to be a board clear, like a final board clear. We don't think of it being something you think oh, you trade, you set up for Defile. You see this card here for this puzzle and you immediately think oh, I need to set things up where there's 1 health, 2 health things, right? That's not the case. So here they have 20 health. Now there's no good way for us to get rid of stuff. This Unwilling Sacrifice I thought maybe I could use for a while to get the Doom Guards out of range from the Gatekeepers getting defiled, but you can't because you'd have to get rid of both of these, and then you'd only have 10 damage. And if you're looking at your damage sources, you'll kind of figure out that the other 2 damage comes from here, 3 damage will probably come from Hellfire or Dark Bomb, but you'll see why Dark Bomb doesn't make sense. You just don't have enough mana. And 15 damage or so will have to come from these guys. And that's just something I figured out from trying to figure out the puzzle for a little while and trying to figure out exactly how to do that. That was the trickier part. So in this one, the key is that Hellfire is good because it doesn't continue to proc if it kills anything. So even let's say you kill this Doom Guard with exact damage, it won't kill this one and then these guys.
I'm sure inspiration will
Defile will.
strike.
That was a lightning strike pun. I told you they're there. So what we can do is we can Mortal Coil here. You could also Mortal Coil this and hit it into one of these guys, so that has 1 health. You just need something with 1 health, and that is so that you can Defile, and Defile deals 2 damage, and it doesn't kill anything, but you have Hellfire to finish off the remaining 3 damage. And bam, you got these guys. And maybe there's another way to solve this, but this one seems pretty efficient because you still have Mortal Coil and a Dark Bomb that you can use. So let's overkill it. Why not? Bam.
I've overloaded the whole lab. Somebody stop me!
So if this one trips anyone up, I feel like it will be because they get overly focused on the Hydra from playing the previous one against the warrior deck, where the Hydra was the focus to win the game. But that's just not really needed here. So to Overload doesn't matter, right? We only have one turn for lethal, so why not just get the 3 crystals, which will 3 Overload crystals, which will help the Tunnel Trog. So what I did was I there is Crushing Hand on the Hydra, and threw out the Flame Tongue Totem right in the middle. And the reason I did that was because I was looking at him and like, okay, if I deal 4 damage to him, he deals 5 damage to the enemy hero. That's a good trade. So I'll find something that does that. Okay. There we go. 5 damage. Here's 16 health. We have a bit of damage here. Now I could go face for 3, right? But then he wouldn't die, and I don't have anything to kill him without silencing him. So that would be a complete waste. I mean, I don't want to silence any of my own stuff, and silencing that would actually be bad. So I'm just going to trade the Leopard Gnome into here, because that will get 3 damage rocked from him, plus the 2 damage from his death rattle is 5, which is better than 3 kill deal otherwise. And we have 6 and 2, so we have 7, and... Wait, yeah, okay, I was like, I did that math wrong. We have 8 to damage on the board, so we can, you know, rock biter either one of these, doesn't really matter. Let's get the big boy and finish him off. Selective Stampede.
Cloudy with a chance of me! Aha!
I feel like that was a good hint. That's a vague enough hint. Selective Stampede gives no hints. What are you being selective about? What is Stampede? You know, it doesn't specifically say charge. It means charge, but you might not know that. So we can Faceless Manipulated Tundra Rhino, and that will give us charge on the Sandworm, and that's huge. And then what we will do is, you think, oh, I can Timberwolf, and then I can Bloodfin Raptor, deal 4 damage into him, deal 2 damage to everything, and then I'll swing in. That's not actually optimal, and the reason for that is because the Timberwolf will die, and the Timberwolf provides too much value. I believe if you do that, what would happen? 4, that would die, 2 would be at 13, you deal 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. Yeah, you would deal 12 damage, and he wouldn't die. So, if you Bloodfin Raptor, totally you would deal 14. He would deal 2, and then you would deal 12, which is 14. But if you send in both the Bloodfin Raptor and the Multi-King ahead of time, then you can put out the Timberwolf. And the Timberwolf's the best deal here, because this does 2 damage, this does 3 damage. This one attack, and that final damage. How many do we have left? I have like notes that I have to look at while I'm doing these, but I've gone through the notes so much at this point, I just remember. Ha 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 ha. Okay, this one's tough. I'm not gonna lie. This one was trial and error for me. I'll talk a little bit about, you know, the value of these individual cards and how you can sort of figure out if something's worth it. So for a while I was sure that I wanted to kill the Hoarding Dragon with the Wanted, because it gives me a coin, and these give me 2 coins. So I get 6 extra damage on the Mana Addict.
Over!
Oh my god. And for so many things in here suggest that you want the weapon, right? Actually, real quick, let me just go through this one in the, I would say, most instinctive way. Sort of, you know, gain extra attack. Maybe you coin. You take your sharp sword. You're like, oh, I have backstab. I can backstab my own minion. I can kill him. And not kill him. Then, you know, this isn't enough, but hey, I can get more value if I just do that. I get the 2 coins, and then I can eviscerate for that, you know, combo 4 damage. Bam. And bam. But it's not going to be enough. And eviscerating 4 to the face, you know, seems good. But this is a bit better. We'll see why. So we get 2 razor petals, which, you know, razor petals are great. That's 1 damage, and then, you know, additional 2 damage to the mana addict every time. It's fairly good. 3 damage for 1, as opposed to 3 damage to a minion and then an extra 4 to face. 7 for 4. That's a much worse ratio. So we're gonna razor petal him, bring him down to 4 health, so we can eviscerate. And then, you know, we can backstab our own guy. That's always a solid play. We can coin, just throw all these coins out. You know, why not? They're gonna buff the mana addict, and they're gonna provide you with more to give. Obviously, you don't want to use this anymore. It's not gonna do anything. Wanted, you're not going to use anymore. Deadly Poison, not going to use. I mean, you could, you know, Hero Power, Deadly Poison, so that becomes 22, you have 3 attacks, and 25. I think you even have enough for that, so it becomes 2 plus 3, so 28 damage, right? Almost. But, Shadow Strike, that's 5 damage, plus 2, that's 7. That's 7 for 3, that's pretty good. And then Razor Petal, and we have exact damage.
Ah, phew. Thank you. I'm feeling a little better now.
No puns, wow. That must have been a symptom of the sickness.
I don't have to fire you the way I fired the other applicants. From a cannon.
Ooh, scary. Or he's just part of a circus. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be posting more videos in the future, and I play Hearthstone and Overwatch. I'm part of an Overwatch team and participating in Open Division, so we'll see what happens there. If you'd like to see more of me, I'm going to be Twitch streaming. I'm just kind of starting out, you know, and so I have this YouTube channel, I have Twitch, Twitter. I'm sort of, you know, building everything, connecting everything. And if anyone else is trying to start out, what I've learned in the last couple weeks, I might be able to help you out as well. So feel free to you know, drop me an email or something. Email, I know, archaic. All right, well, remember to have fun.